This is our trip to the old town and 4 museums. This video was made as a school assignment for English class. I'm introduced, my name is Raymond Alexander. Next to me is Hotma. This is Richard.
What? Can you introduce your name?
My name is Richard.
This is Gilbert. Yeho.
My name is Ahmad.
Yang benar.
My name is Gilbert.
William.
My name is William.
We are Valentines.
What? What?
We're having Valentines on Kota.
And lastly, the one wearing the black jacket is Athar.
Okay, Athar ya. Right.
Sorry, you know if you find me.
Don't
Are you sure, but I didn't believe it.
After walking for a few minutes, we arrived at the Old City Park, commonly known as Old Batavia. On this first route, we headed to the Fine Art and Ceramic Museum. Not the one in front of this video, but this one, a building painted in muted white. This is a painting of a goddess by Agus Jaja, created in 1942 using oil paint. The painting depicts Njotodirjo, the queen who rules the southern coast, a figure from Javanese mythology.
Menggambarkan sosok Bupati Cianjur yang bernama Adipati Kusumaningrat dengan pakaian kebesaran Jawa.
The second painting is the one that I find most interesting. It is a work by Sri Hadi Sudarsono with the theme of Jakarta, entitled Urban Class, which criticizes social inequality.
Dia itu mengkritik pemerintah agar lebih peduli kepada rakyat kecil, rakyat miskin. Kayak ini bagus.
After viewing the painting, we walked to another room with painting that became increasingly abstract.
As you walk through the museum, you will discover beautiful artwork, historical objects, and cultural treasures that tell the story of Indonesian past. Each gallery displays unique painting and artistic masterpieces created by talented Indonesian artists. This artwork reflect the country culture, tradition, and history. Museum guides are also available to help visitors understand the meaning behind the artwork and historical collection. Every piece in this museum holds a story waiting to be discovered. Now, we are going to the Museum of Fine Art and Ceramic in Kota Tua, Jakarta. This museum displays many beautiful painting, sculpture, and ceramic artwork from Indonesian artists. It is a great place to learn about Indonesia art, culture, and history. This section shows traditional pottery which is made from clay and shaped into useful objects like pots and vases.
Our second destination is the Puppet Museum. The museum tells the history of Indonesia puppetry. Stay tuned, friends!
The camera transitions to the story of a historic white building. A group of students in school uniforms are gathered at the entrance.
So, this double lantern has a heater on the front and a container for oil to make the fire. Yes, there are various types here. This first type is also similar to the wayang story, and here are two versions of the story from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The Ramayana and its main character are Ramba Wijaya and his character friends. Well, there are various versions of the story here. There's the Jakarta folk version or the story of Rama Wijaya and Dewi Sinta. In the middle is the called a scroll. The scroll is large because it serves as the opening and closing appearance of the puppet show. This mission or task is to capture the god Ruchi. This god Ruchi is carved in the form of a dragon like this, and at that time Bhima had already rendered services to the Mahabharata kingdom. In our case, the Wayar Better ritual is different from the Kalo ritual. Well, basically, there's the Gale Gale ritual and friend. This ritual has the same function as a green funeral ceremony.
And as we continue with seeing the wayang kulit from many of Indonesia places and places like Betawi, then going on that wayang dolls like we see here. Yang simbiolis jembatan Ancol, which drawn as the ghost of Ancol Bridge, goes on wayang Solo. And as we go to one of the Kota's museum, a great historical building called and used as Java Shebang. Back in the colonial days, it goes the Museum Bank of Indonesia. And as we about to go into the bank, we were placing out bags for security stuff. It's a security kite place.
There's a dude.
There goes the joke. Now we're inside the museum hall, into the museum history, which a transition between places. And here they are, the spices that change everything, which certainly taken by Netherlands, like chunky, clove, pala, called nutmeg, and nada, which was black pepper.
And now we will start covering on the history of how our currency was moderated and became a functioning buy-and-sell currency after. We can see a lot of tattoos that represents a lot of hard work that was put into the rupiah's money value.
It's okay, Chart. It's okay. It's okay, just don't cross.
This also shows on how rupiah is going to function as soon the currency was finished moderated.
Itu lapis balok.
And rupiah start getting its own rules on how it's gonna be used as a trading currency when it was researched back then. Now we will start looking on how the history of physical money form of rupiah going to look like. Not only just rupiah, here we can also find other country currencies that was displayed here. We can see that most of them are in coin shapes because we're looking at how all currency shape form first as a real currency. A lot of these coins had its own history before on how they were made and used back then. And most of these coins are going to be produced anymore now. In here, we'll see what the example of the higher-ups going to look like when they were building the value structure of rupiah.
Indonesia ini ya, enak. Lu lihat, setengah orangnya pakai kacamata semua.
Continuing onwards, we are now viewing the different types of currency that were used in Indonesia's past through the tree that they've been organized into. Each branch represents a different period in history, showing how the forms of money evolved over time as trade and governments in the region developed. With that, we're now moving on to the last museum on the trip, which is Jakarta's History Museum, a place that holds many artifacts and displays connected to the city's long and complex past. As you can see, this is the full walkthrough, starting off with a peek at the second floor of the building itself, where we can observe several pieces of furniture dating back to before the 1900s, giving us a glimpse into the interior style and daily life of earlier times. Moving on, we also have the entrance to the museum itself along with the stairs leading to the second floor. At 11:13, we can see the stairway area more clearly, and by 11:14, the camera angle shifts slightly. This next view shows the underside of the building, where the structural supports holding the floor above can be seen, giving us a look at the architecture behind the structure. Finally, we are ending the walkthrough with a view of some of Indonesia's artifacts from when the region was still under the influence of the VOC several centuries ago. These objects help illustrate the historical period and provide a reminder of how colonial trade and control shaped the development of the area.